And hello, I'm back again on the second phase of this drawing. Now that what I'm looking at, I'm comparing what I see in this photo. I'm looking at this color and this color because we're on the color sections and they look so close to me. Not exactly, but they're close. So I'm going to concentrate on these. And I'm using blue, a blue Crayola, and I'll be using blue and purple. They're just two of my favorites. So what I'm doing is kind of obscuring everything I already have. Just, again, I'm covering things up here. And I'm going to come down and do this one. You see, there's no trick for me. I am just covering up these shapes. Now, so let's get my secret weapon out again, that pasta marker, and see if I can smooth this out a little bit. And I'm just going to go ahead and do all of that. I usually don't use my finger like this, but again, I'm just using these colored pencils you might have around the house and that one marker. And I'm just gonna do that. That's close, we're getting there. These are much more vivid than the colors that they have, but that's okay to start with. Now let's take a look at these trees. You know, you'd think trees are green. Well, they are. In one certain section, they're a lighter color. Right here, I'm actually just marking with my finger. You see, I don't do anything really precise. I'm going to take this green, and I am going to put in this little light color here of where this little piece of green is, because it's really the only green there is. And actually on that it's a lighter color green, so I put yellow too. And you see, I'm pushing really hard. I torture things. I'm even scraping stuff off in the back here. The last thing I want to do is these trees, and I'm going to color those really intensely deep green with this thing. So all my scribbling and stuff, it all leads to something. So let's go back and look at this again. Here. Now I'm going to refine. So this last section is what I call it textures. I look at this whole piece and I say, how do I want to change this so that some areas look a little bit more clear or look a little bit more distinct, and others are just kind of smooth. What I'm looking here is I'm seeing that these trees have a lot more detail happening in them. And everything else is kind of very smooth. So how can I make detail happen in these trees? Well, I'm going to look for shapes inside the trees. So what's going on inside these trees? I see a shape down here. Notice that it's just actually, you see, I'm not really worrying about what colors are happening. Now I'm back to this. I've got my tool here that's showing me where I might want to put some shapes. Do I see trees? Oh, I don't know, not yet. So I'm looking for those. You see how this is super dark on the edges, and I'm leaving that alone. This section right here has got a lot of that yellow green in this picture. So I'm doing that. It's really the yellowest part, and there's a little bit of it here. I'm looking at those colors. It's also got this line that goes right here. Like that. And over on this section is a super almost yellowy pink look. And I want a little bit of red there because it's just got so much pink. I want red. Again, I'm back to the crayons. And I also notice there's a little bit more red up here. Still, this is so super intense. I wouldn't leave it like this. So I would smooth these out. I'm using a blue. I'm just grabbing a blue thing to kind of cover up some of that pen here. A blue craft pencil. Because I want to see something that looks trees, like trees here. And I'm looking at this, and again, my secret, so to speak, is about darks and lights. So as long as I could limit my colors, I really look for darks and lights. And there's a tree here and here. And then I see a really dark section right here. And I see it right there and here. And I'm going to show you the picture again. This is super colorful. But anyway, we're looking at this. And I'm still looking at shapes. So I go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Really, again, I am looking at darks and lights. And I see another tree here, and I see these little trees coming up here. So here, now let's see. I am going, there's just so intense for me that I don't like that much color. So I'm going to want to take it down. Anytime you want to take down a color, then it's too intense, you can use that white marker. That's why I use a lot of these white paint markers. Because I want this not quite so intensely pinky purple. And I'm going to go up here and I'm going to smooth out the sky. It's just my way of kind of smoothing things out. The last thing I really want to see, I still want these to be more green than blue. And there's that mountain here, which I really have lost. So I'm going to go back with that purple, and I'm going to put that mountain right back in here with the purple. And then I'm going to lighten it up a little bit at the bottom. And finally, I'm just looking at these details here, and I know that this comes down here. It's really dark. So I know that purple is darker. Again, if you see me, it's just really a whole lot about darks and lights. And over here on this edge. And there's a section right here too that's very dark. Now this is actually just not that, it's still not that intense. So I'm using my pen. I want that to tone down. And back to that marker, which should give me more of a grayish look. A little bit. And this. And I think just to finish this quickly for this video, I'm going to just make that sky more soft. And I'm going to leave this just because it looks interesting to me. It's part of my technique. I put this here, and I'm going to put this here, and I'll put this down here. These are kind of my little signature scribblies that I hope you'll like yourself. And I want to get this down here. Almost done. Oh, that just got really liquid, but that's okay. So, just for this demo, I'm going to call this little guy done. It's not exactly, but it's got a different personality than the picture. And the personality to me here, the personality that you bring to your art, or that I just did with this scribbly stuff, is what makes it art. It should never really look like exactly like this picture, or then it truly isn't art. So this may not be the finest piece I've ever done, because I'm not using all markers. I'll show you how that works as well. But I'm just giving you an idea of being able to use whatever you have around, and it's not about being perfect. So let's compare this one to the ones I did before. So we have this and this. You see all that scribbly stuff? And then I have this one. Totally different colors, but that was a first try to do a demo with primarily colored pencils, pens, and one marker. And I will be showing you how to use acrylic markers to get a smoother look than this one. So thanks for listening.